Hi, it's Dr. Paul. We're back in my kitchen, and tonight I'm cooking some venison and some deer meat that one of the patients actually shot with a bow and arrow, which is really cool. So I'm gonna cook it first in the pan. If you can see here, that I'm just cooking this. I've salted and peppered the meat, and I'm just cooking it in butter. And so it's getting brown, and you know, butter can tolerate a little bit of burning, so I'm not worried about that so much. It looks like it's getting a little dry in there, so maybe I'll add some more. And it's totally dry out. Also notice what else we have on the stove here. We have some eggs we're hard boiling, so we'll make egg salad for tomorrow. That's for lunch. We'll shred up carrots and zucchini and chop up broccoli and put it in the egg salad. And then over here we're cooking some chicken stock. There's a chicken carcass in there. We're making some chicken stock, and that's going to be for that Mexican chicken lime soup. That's just fantastic. So in a minute I'm going to pull this deer meat out of the pan and make a great sauce, and I'll show you what that's going to be in just a moment. So we're back, and when we last were taping a moment ago, we were cooking this venison, and I cut it in half. Can you show down here, hon? That I cut it in half because this end was a little thinner, so I cut it in half because I didn't want to overcook it. Now I'm going to pull out the thick half and just let it sit off to the side. And see how I have this pan here with all this stuff in it from cooking that, and I'm going to scrape it. And I'm going to put in some white wine. Yeah, look at that. Now that's the start of a really, really good sauce. So now I'm able to scrape everything off of there to add to that sauce. The meat that's stuck to the pan. And I'm going to first put in shallots. I think you've heard me talk before that I love shallots. They're not as spicy as garlic and not as strong as an onion, although it's in both that garlic and onion family. And I'm just going to cook this down a bit. And as I do that, I'm also going to add mushrooms, and then I'm going to add Marsala wine, which is a sweeter wine. You've had chicken Marsala probably before, which, by the way, the meat I cooked here was deer, but it could have been beef, it could have been chicken, it could have been lamb, a lot of different things that you could have cooked with this particular dish. This is really the key here, is afterwards. I've cooked the meat's done cooking, it's sitting aside. Now I'm making this sauce because particularly with like venison, there's no fat on it. So by itself, it's going to be strong and not enough flavor, or maybe too much flavor, so I want to tone it down and make it kind of come alive with this shallots, shallots, mushroom, white wine, and Marsala sauce that I will salt and pepper. So now I've had the shallots in here, and you can see down here in the pan, and now I'm going to add some mushrooms to it. Get that cooking. And so we'll shut off the camera for a minute while I just let this cook down and simmer down and do its thing. So we're back for the final bit here. When we last left, could you show down in the pan? I was cooking the mushrooms and the shallots in white wine in the juices that the meat had cooked. So you can see that it's cooked down. So now I'm going to add Marsala wine to this. Not a lot, just a little bit. And also, while the mushrooms and mushrooms and shallots were cooking, I had put in some sea salt and some fresh cracked pepper in there as well to re-season it, even though I salt and peppered the meat. So just to add to make sure the sauce had flavor. So now the last touch was to put this Marsala wine, and I'm going to put just a little bit of cream in here, not a lot, just a little. just to make it look better so it's not quite the same color it was, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. And so I'll just let this cook for 2 or 3 minutes. It'll thicken a little bit, not a lot, because there is the wine and the liquid from the mushrooms in there. And just serve it like that with that venison that we just cooked. So I'll show you when it's all done in just a moment. So we'll be back. And also we have steamed broccoli over here that we're going to be serving with it as well. Remember, we always want to have fresh plants with our every meal. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here's the final product of this dinner, the venison in the mushroom marsala sauce. So look at how that meat turned out really good. That was pan fried. I know a lot of people don't think about pan frying meat. Look at how it turned out, just perfectly kind of medium rare. We got the steamed broccoli, nice vegetable salad. Look at that. Now that is a nutritious meal. We've got protein, fat, and plants. Excellent, all organic, nutrient-dense food, and it's delicious. You can do this too. It's not that hard. So hopefully this helps. Bye-bye.